Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chronicles by Fleisch, the 1998 edition. This is World Championship Wrestling, and I am your host, Brad Drake. Tonight, the WCW travels to the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California for Monday Nitro. That's right, everybody. It is Nitro, and it is 3 hours. Cue all the pyrotechnics right now, just like the old WCW used to have. Let's see what's going on with Curt Hennig here. He's doing impressions. Everybody likes Curt Hennig. I like Curt Hennig too. Let's take a look at our card for this evening, everybody. We are setting up all of our big storylines for the next couple of months tonight. And we'll also have some storylines that are carrying over. So we are going to skip the promos. I'm just going to give you the matches. This is going to take us a while in this video. I've never done a 3-hour TV show. Not to mention, I've never done a 3-hour TV show recording it here for YouTube. So in our opener, we're going to see Los Villanos versus Juventud Guerrera and Lizmark Jr. Curtis Thompson is going to face Scott Norton. Hugh Morrus is going to challenge Rick Martel for the World Television title. We're going to see Scott Armstrong in the ring against Eddie Guerrero. High Voltage will battle Harlem Heat. Brad Armstrong is going to face Chris Jericho. Randy Bryant is going to step in the ring against Bill Goldberg. Jim, the Anvil Neidhart, will face Curt Hennig in singles action. Super Calo will face Rey Mysterio Jr. Perry Saturn is going to battle Lex Luger in singles action. Raven is going to challenge Diamond Dallas Page for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. We're going to see Roddy Piper against Kevin Nash in the semi-main. And in our main event, everybody, we're going to see Scott Hall and the Macho Man Randy Savage against the Giant and reigning World Heavyweight Champion Sting. So with all that said, everybody, let's get to booking. All right, we're going to find out the hard way if my time is good here for how I've laid this card out, everybody. Like I said, I have never done a 3-hour television show. We have 21 segments here, everybody. This one's going to take a little while. We're going to see how it goes. So here we go. We have Los Villanos versus Guerrera and Lizmark. We're going to give the win here to Juventud Guerrera. This is realistic. Los Villanos came in to WCW about this time. Diamond Dallas Page is going to cut a promo here. He's going to be talking with Gene Okerlund. So there we go. We're going to plug in Gene Okerlund here. Here is Diamond Dallas Page. And Diamond Dallas Page is entering a feud with Buff Bagwell. So we're going to have him talk about Buff Bagwell. We're going to get the assistance here for Page from Mean Gene. And that is all set, everybody. Moving right along here. Curtis Thompson against Scott Norton. I'm going to be honest. If this video takes too long, this may be the last time that we do a Nitro here, but we'll see how it goes. I could only imagine what it was like doing this for real. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine just the expense for the personnel for a 3-hour Nitro? All right, here is Scott Norton. Scott Norton is going over heavy and hard here over Curtis Thompson because we are prepping Scott Norton for Lex Luger. So we are going to make Scott Norton look like a monster on all of our shows coming up here. All right, so we go from a 3-minute squash match here to a 6-minute bout. And Rick Martel is going to defend his TV title against Hugh Morrus. Rick Martel won this belt just a couple months ago from Booker T. That was my call to get the belt off to Booker T to put him back in tag team action. Again, I've shared my beliefs before and I'll share them again here. I think a lot of these tag teams were broken up prematurely. There was a lot of gas in the tank in these teams, and we're going to keep it that way in this save. Rick Martel with the victory over Hugh Morrus here. And here we go. This is a big promo here. A big promo. We are going to have a Bret Hart and Hollywood Hogan confrontation. This would have blown the roof off the building in March of 1998. And it did when these two actually wrestled. But I think that was in the summertime and it came on Nitro instead of a pay-per-view. That's not happening here. We're going to milk this one as long as we can. So here's Hollywood Hogan. Here we have entertainment. No need to get the help from Mean Gene on this one. Moving right along here, Scotty Armstrong is going in there against Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero is a fantastic wrestler at this point. He hasn't quite developed the charisma that he would have later on, but he does have good charisma regardless. And he's just lost out his feud, his quest for the World Junior Heavyweight title. I'm sorry, the World Cruiserweight title against Ultimo Dragon. So we got to stack up some wins for Eddie here. So there we go. Eddie Guerrero with the W over Scott Armstrong, who of course was a very capable hand in the ring. And here we go. Harlem Heat is going to cut a promo. They're going to need some help from Gene Okerlund on this one, and that's just fine. Here is Mean Gene. Here is Booker T. Here is Stevie Ray. They are managed by Miss Jacqueline. I brought her in, just like they were in real life. Here's Rick Steiner. Here is Scott Steiner. The Steiners are off screen. And the Heat is going to get some assistance from Mean Gene to kick this one off. They're kicking off the feud with the Steiner brothers here. Harlem Heat wants a title match, is what it comes down to. 8-minute bout here. Young up-and-comers High Voltage climbing in there against Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat was a fantastic tag team. Absolutely fantastic. We'll have Booker T get the win here. This one is in the books, everybody. So we're at an hour and 20 minutes left that we can book. So let's see how this goes. All right. Chris Jericho is going to continue his feud with Dean Malenko. This has been a good feud. So here's Gene Okerlund holding the stick. Here is Chris Jericho. Here is Dean Malenko. Jericho's going to talk. He's going to get some help from Okerlund. Jericho's pretty good, but Okerlund just makes everybody better here. All right, we're going to have Brad Armstrong in there against Jericho. This should actually be a pretty good match. Brad Armstrong's a very capable hand. And of course, so is Chris Jericho, who's just on fire right now. So Jericho's going to get the win, but he's going to get it in typical heel fashion. And it's going to come by him cheating, and he was the king of cheating. Jericho was a lot of fun at this point. He was just coming off his great babyface run, Lionheart Chris Jericho. I always enjoyed it. He had great theme music. And he's really coming into his own here as a heel. So here we go, another squash match, everybody. And we are going to have Randy Bryant take the fall for Bill Goldberg here. We are just going to keep stacking up wins for Bill Goldberg. We are not going to rush him, as I feel WCW did. We're not going to make that mistake. He may go 1,000-0. I just haven't decided yet. Here's Bill Goldberg. Goldberg, of course, is going to get the win here, everybody. There's the W. The streak continues. All right, Ric Flair is going to cut a promo here. He is mega over in this save. And I guarantee you his promo is going to do very well here. Here's Flair, and of course he's talking about Curt Hennig. They're still in that feud for the last couple months. They're going to have their blow-off at the pay-per-view. It's most likely going to be a cage match. And they may be the main event of Uncensored. I haven't decided yet. I have them on the house show loop. And of course, you know I actually do the house shows. And both of them are doing very well on the house show loop. So they should do well in a pay-per-view main event. All right, Jim Neidhart, the Anvil. Very serviceable here still, but up there in age. He's going up against Curt Hennig, who's not that much younger than him. But Hennig was in better physical condition. Hennig is going to get the win. And this one's going to come with the help of Ravishing Rick Rude. So that one is now booked also. Moving right along here, everybody. Super Calo, Rey Mysterio Jr., babyface versus babyface. But a lot of times that didn't matter in WCW, especially when it came to the luchadors. So here is Super Calo. Here is Rey Mysterio Jr., who entertains always. Rey Mysterio Jr. is embroiled in a feud with Conan still. They're most likely going to blow this one off at the next event. So Rey Mysterio Jr. gets the win over Super Calo. Here we go. This should be a fun one. The Giant and Roddy Piper are going to cut a promo. Here's Gene Okerlund. Here's Roddy Piper. Here's the Giant. They are talking about Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. That's the official feud now. And it should be a good one. And I believe this was the real feud in real life, too. We're not going to put entertainment on the Giant. He's not good on the microphone. So Piper and Okerlund should do the trick there for us. Perry Saturn going to climb in there against Lex Luger. Luger just came off a loss to the Macho Man at Super Brawl. We have to stack up some wins for him, no doubt about it. Get that heat back, even though he's on fire right now. Luger with the W here, everybody. We're going to have Raven against Diamond Dallas Page. They're going to go 10 minutes. I really don't have much use for Raven. Never thought much of him. He never did anything for me. So he's kind of been losing a lot. And I may just cut him loose here or just have him keep losing. I haven't decided yet. He gets wins on the one of the five or six TV shows we have going. He gets some wins, but not a whole lot. This is by far the biggest save I've ever done. It's even more intense than the WWF one. All right, Diamond Dallas Page is going to get the win clean. He's going to defend that U.S. heavyweight title against Raven. Kevin Nash is going to cut a promo here. You know what? We're going to do the following announcement is paid for by the New World Order. We're going to have Kevin Nash Conan talk. They're going to talk about the Giant. They're going to talk about Rey Mysterio Jr. Or we just do... Nah, let's keep it this way. Entertainment, entertainment, off-screen, off-screen, booked. So here we go. We'll go NWO promo. There it is. So we have Piper versus Nash. They're going to go 10 minutes. Here is Kevin Nash. Here is Roddy Piper. Let's check out this main event here before we decide the finish. So we have Hall and Savage against the Giant and Sting. We're going to have Kevin Nash cheat to beat Roddy Piper. Heels cheat to win, everybody. That's just how it goes. We got to book a lot more minutes here. All right, Scott Hall and Randy Savage are going to cut a promo. Okay, we'll have Gene Okerlund on there. He's not going to need to help out these two, that's for sure. So here's Scott Hall. Here's Randy Savage. And they, of course, are going to cut their promo on the Giant and Sting. All right. Hall and Savage are going to do just fine on their own. They don't need the help of Mean Gene. So that one's booked, and we have to book at least 19 more minutes. Yeesh. Let's go ahead and make that main event 17 minutes, and that'll give it to us. I don't want to put any more segments in there. I'm running out of wrestlers to use. So here we go. Hall and Savage versus the Giant and Sting. 17 minutes. Here's the Giant. Here is Sting. There's Scotty Hall. There is Randy Savage. Okay. Right, good stuff. This one is going to end in a draw. We're going to go with a double countout. That one's booked. So you probably think that we're done now, right? We're not. We are going to do some dark matches. I really like to take advantage of dark matches. Okay, I haven't hired any local talent, but that's okay. We'll get some enhancement going here. Let's have Johnny Attitude lose to Yuji Nagata. All right, so here's Johnny Attitude. Here's our man, Yuji Nagata. I think the world of Yuji Nagata, and I thought the world of him back then. He's really good. He's still really good today. So pre-show Attitude, Nagata dark matches, we're good. Okay. All right, up next, let's do a tag match. Go 5 minutes. Pre-show. Dark. Let's get Wrath and Mortis some work. And we're going to have them beat Barry Houston and Mitch Ryder. So Houston and Ryder versus Wrath and Mortis. And we're going to have Wrath get the win here. Atom Bomb. That one's good. And let's take a look at some local workers here. Let's use C.W. Bergstrom. That's a lot of money. We'll use them. Okay, now let's put them in a match here. Dark Bergstrom versus... Who needs some wins here? Let's go Bergstrom versus Fit Finley. Why not? Here's Bergstrom. Here's Finley. Fit Finley with the W here. I made sure he had that old look with that mullet that he had. Okay, and we have plenty of time for pre-show. We can keep going here. Let's get another local talent. Al Burke is always good for losing. I don't like to sign a bunch of them at once because I'll forget who they are. That's just being honest. We're going to give Glacier a win here. So we have Al Burke here against Glacier. And Glacier gets the win. Good stuff. Let's check another local worker here. Who's ECMO? Oh, it's one of the Samoan boys. He was talented. Dependable Mickey Shannon here. I don't want to use some guy that's only 17. All right, let's use California Kid here. California Kid is going to catch a whooping by Greg Valentine. I just re-signed Greg Valentine. We're going to hold. I like Greg Valentine. Valentine was still very serviceable at this point in his career. And California Kid isn't listed. Is it the California Kid? There it is, yeah. Here's Greg Valentine. Cool. Valentine gets the win. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pre-show matches. Let's get Rod Price, Mickey Shannon, Dark, Price, and Shannon versus, let's take a look at our tag teams, see who needs some wins. Yeah, let's use Powers and Roma. That's right, I signed Paul Roma and reunited him with Jimmy Powers. So we have Rod Price and Mickey Shannon. And Powers and Roma are going to get the win here. Let's give the win here to Paul Roma. And let's finish this off with a 10-minute dark match. And let's do Marty Jannetty versus Regal. Let's give Regal the win. I know we've done this match before, but why not? Here's Marty Jannetty. Here is Steve Regal. Better yet, let's use Parker. And here we go. Steve Regal's going to get the W over Parker here. Nice 10-minute dark match. And let's start this one, everybody, and see how we do. We got a lot to go here. This is going to be a long episode. Nagata, of course, gets the win with that brainbuster. Wrath and Mortis, of course, rack up a win here. Fit Finley uses that tombstone pile driver, 41. Glacier over Al Burke. And we have Greg Valentine getting the win over the California Kid. Lots of green on these. That's good stuff. Powers and Roma, of course, get the win with that double drop kick. Regal over Parker. 73 for this one. Nice. And we have this one. Dark match is coming to an end here. So Guerrera and Lizmark Jr. get the win. 35 for them in the opener. Get a nice 82 promo here. See, using Gene Okerlund makes a big difference. And I forgot to take Bagwell off screen, so he was on screen. All right, Scotty Norton with the win, the squash win over Thompson. He should get a bonus for a squash, and he doesn't, which is surprising, but that's okay. Up next, got Rick Martel getting the win over Hugh Morrus. Nice score, 70 for these two. Nice score indeed. Up next, there we go. That's the money right there. Bret Hart, Hollywood Hogan, 91. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Eddie Guerrero gets the win over Scott Armstrong with the Gory Special. Harlem Heat begin their feud with the Steiner brothers. Good stuff, 61, not bad at all. And we get a 64. They win with that Towering Inferno. One heck of a finisher. All right, up next here. I accidentally put Dean Malenko on screen too. Darn it, 68 overall for these two. It's because I'm in a rush because I'm doing this for the show. Brad Armstrong or Chris Jericho. Jericho wins with that Lion Tamer, 69 for these two competitors. Good match. Bill Goldberg squashes Randy Bryant here. He should get the bonus. Yep, there it is. Up next here, we have Ric Flair getting a nice 80. I told you he was going to kill it on that promo. Jim Neidhart loses to Curt Hennig. Hennig wins with that Fisherman Suplex after the Ravishing One interferes. Rey Mysterio Jr. with the win over Super Calo with the Mysterio Rana. Top notch. Nice promo here with Roddy Piper and the Giants, 78 overall. Saturn against Luger gets a nice 74 here. Luger gets the win. That 80s because of popularity, everybody. Not because of in-ring talent. Page gets the win over Raven here. A nice 80s score again. Super over, super popular. Kevin Nash and Conan cut their promo. They only get a 69. That kind of sucks. It's probably because Conan's not really that over yet in the game. Kevin Nash over Piper. Only a 67 for these two, but I'll take it. It's not bad. Up next here, a nice 86 score for the promo with Scott Hall and Randy Savage. Lots of green here, everybody. And here we go for the main event. A nice 84 score. We got an outstanding Nitro here, everybody. I'm exhausted. I'm sure you are too. But an outstanding score. So we get an 84 overall, increase in 36 regions. We max out with a British region and a Japanese region. No problem. All right, that's going to take us to Tuesday, and it's going to take us, should be a day off, and then we'll have ourselves a live event tour date to do. So while this is booting, everybody, this show has been long enough. So for those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Drop us a message below. Let us know you found the channel, what you think of us so far. For those of you looking for more, you can check us out over on Patreon, patreon.com/PowerCastNetwork. Over there, you will find the 1987 Supermod. Soon, you will find the 1998 Supermod. And there will be so much more to come, everybody, on there as we continue with these shows early and ad-free. You can get all of our spreadsheets, and there's just a ton on there, everybody. Check it out today. It's just $5. Look at this. Tenzan, released from New Japan. That's insane. Hashimoto, released from New Japan. That's insane. New Japan is cutting down their roster. Are they in trouble financially? I don't know. Uh-oh, New Japan's coming after Davey Boy Smith. We're in an alliance. They can't do that. All right, last but not least, everybody, check us out on social media, facebook.com/group/1987 Supermod. You can also find us over on Reddit under the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. Don't forget, everybody, cash in your free membership today at Wrestling Fans International Association at the WFIA.org. Check us out today, everybody, at the WFIA.org. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time.